Salam guys! Welcome to Twice Inspired with Habiba
and Shukri.
So we really hope this podcast will inspire you.
We're just two best friends who love to have deep, meaningful conversations.
And even though the things we're going to talk about are nothing new,
sometimes it's helpful to hear it twice so you can be twice inspired.
Salam guys!
Oh yeah! Why am I waiting to be introduced? Salam guys!
Welcome to episode 19.
Welcome back.
Today we have a really special guest with us. Yossra. Should we just call you Yossra?
Yeah.
Yossra Sabati. Okay, we won't.
Why are you
I'll edit that
No,
out.
I don't mind. I'm not like an anonymous person. Like I'm not someone that has something to hide. So, it's all good.
Yeah, but so Yossra is our school friend, our very, very close school friend. So we all went to the same secondary school.
Yeah.
And then... Oh my god, you guys went to the same nursery?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, we went to the same nursery in like, how many years ago?
When we were in nursery. So that was maybe like 20 years ago.
22 years ago.
And apparently I was obsessed with Shukri.
Oh.
I used to like come home from school and go, Shukri.
That is so cute. And then
But yeah, and then we went to secondary school, but we were not friends from the whole of year 7 to year 11. Like,
Yeah.
none of us were really
well,
friends.
you two were
No, me and
friends.
Shukri were friends,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
But we weren't friends with Yossra, basically.
No.
But we obviously just knew her because she was in our school.
Yeah.
And then sixth form happened, and then we all just became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there in sixth form, but I was just
No.
there because I was just great.
No, you were still a part of the group, obviously.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Because everyone was friends in sixth form. But yeah, Yossra as well. Like, carry on.
Oh, yeah, so Yossra's just like my other best friend, so I have both my best friends on this.
We're a
episode,
trio,
Yeah,
so
we're like a
we
little
are.
trio.
Yeah.
So Yossra's a really close friend with both of us, and she is a junior interior architecture. Woo.
Very fancy.
Very fancy, mashallah. And she actually helped us
Yeah.
bring our logo to life, so she's part of the Twice Inspired team.
Yeah.
So we're very happy to have her on.
Yeah, exactly. Because you knew about Twice. Well, it wasn't even called Twice. Remember, it wasn't even called Twice Inspired at the beginning. It was like
We were coming
bare
up with
random
different names.
Yeah.
And then you kind of helped us do the logo and stuff like that.
How was it working with us?
Let's just say it's not an experience I want to embark on again. No, I'm joking. No, it was cute. I really enjoyed that. Like one evening we had at Habiba's house when we
Oh my God,
literally
that was crazy.
sat there with
On
my
my
laptop.
bed.
Yeah, and it was
That
cute.
was
Like
so
we were just
nice.
going through logos and it was just hilarious because Habiba kept picking the really ugly ones.
Yeah,
And Shukri and I were like,
remember.
what is going on?
Oh my
Like-
god, I
But
remember.
yeah, no, it was really sweet. I enjoyed it. I would do it again.
Yeah, no, that was so fun.
I still even enjoy when you guys like randomly reach out to me and ask
Yeah.
me to do a little something. I'm happy to do that as well. So
It's definitely helpful.
yeah.
So basically, like this episode, we're just gonna talk about just like a lot of different things, but kind of like how it's like being in our 20s, where we kind of are, how we thought, like maybe where we thought we would be, and if we're there. I don't know. It depends on where it goes.
We always have DMCs with Yossra, by the way. She's
Yeah,
like,
so like when we
it's
always
just another
say,
day.
us three are
basically.
just always DMCing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like we always say, oh, we have these conversations with our friends, like we actually do, and
Yeah.
Yossra is the main one. So
It's
so
always been us, isn't it?
Yeah.
At Habiba's house.
Yeah.
With
I miss
tea.
those times.
I know, me
But
too.
then she got
Shukri
married.
Shukri needs to come back to Self. What's going on? You left us.
it's fine, you guys can, but yeah, no, we're just gonna talk about like questions. I guess like we're all 25 now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Cringe. No, I'm joking. 25 is really young. I think it's young.
It honestly is, and
It
that was something
is.
I wanted to talk about as well. I feel like
Yeah.
everyone just tries to make you feel as though when you're in your 20s you've gotten older.
Yeah.
But we're actually still, I don't want to use the word babies, but we are still actually very young. We are
Exactly.
still navigating
Yeah.
through life. I feel like we are still very young.
Yeah.
And don't you feel as well when you're a teenager, you like think about yourself when you were like how you'd be when you're 20, and you think, yeah, I'm gonna have like my whole life together, I'm gonna maybe be married with kids and stuff, but then now that you're here, it's like you still feel that similar, you feel like that similar person to the
Yeah.
person you were when you're a teenager in a way. Obviously you've grown so much, but equally I still feel as young. I don't feel like
You're an old woman.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not. Like I feel like inshallah I feel like that when I'm in my 30s, inshallah, you know.
Yeah, but even 30, that's not even old still.
No, not old as in, but I feel
feel
like I
more
feel more
mature.
like put together as
Yeah.
in, you know, I feel like now I'm literally still just
learning and going through everything.
Going
That's why
through
they say
experiences.
30s are your best, because you've learned
yeah.
everything you need to. Not everything, but obviously you've learned a lot through your life, and now you're mature enough and old enough to like navigate through things.
Yeah, because I was reading that book. Oh my god! But it was on my Kindle. Oh my god! I need to get it because obviously I don't have my Kindle anymore. But it's it was called. Remember I was telling you guys about the defining decade, which is your 20s. So basically, it was like
Interesting.
It was interesting to me because before I was on the other side. You know, usually people are like, I want to be married by 21. I want to have this by like 20s is like old. But I used to think like, no, we're still young, like really, really young. But that book basically talks about how in your 20s you kind of that's when you kind of decide everything. Like you put this is where you need to be working for things. Like if it's your career, even if you're just doing like work experience, or it doesn't mean you have to be where you are, but it's where you kind of find out things like what do you want to do. Like you shouldn't just, people might think, oh, I'll just work in Starbucks because at least I'm getting money. But it's actually better if you're working somewhere else, but maybe you don't get money, but it's towards your career. If you know what I mean. So it's like
setting the tone for your 30s kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like the chance. I feel like 20s, I can't remember who said it, but it's like your 20s are where you can try everything and go wrong and then keep like start again. So it's like where you can start again, and it was about work, love, and then one more thing I can't remember. But it was like you should be looking for no
relationship, or
I don't know. It was like you should be looking for your career. Like you should be actively thinking, what am I going to do? Like try
religion.
daily.
Well, I will add the religion one too.
And then like your love is that you should be looking for the person that you want to. It doesn't mean you need to be married. It just means you need to think about
who you want to be.
Who do I actually want to? But what was I? Because she was saying there was a lot of people there that actually like they'll get to their 30s and then just marry the person that they've been with. Because in their 20s they think we're just so young, like I'm just dating this person. Then they get to 32 and then they just marry that person, and it's not the right person.
No, and that's quite scary. Like spending so many years of your life with someone and then feeling like you're obliged to marry them just because you've been with them for so long, but they might not be the right person. That's a scary thought. Yeah,
exactly. So I think it's just about like you need to figure things out. Like you can't just kind of go.
No, honestly, and that's what I really appreciate, and that's what I've come to realise. Like, I don't put that pressure on myself where it's like, oh my god, like I need to have things together. I'm literally just taking it as it comes. And I know that's so cliche to say, but I'm just literally not stressing about, you know, I'm just literally like, if things go wrong, alhamdulillah. But I know that, alhamdulillah, I've still got that time.
Yeah, you have your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah, like I've still got that time to like bounce back, if you will, or like, just you know, make a different decision if I needed to, or what have you.
Phone's on silent.
Apologies.
It's fine.
So no stress. That's what I mean. Like we're 20, we're actually still young. There's, you know.
I remember you sent me like a picture once. It was a picture, but it had like a quote in it. It was like, everyone achieves. This is paraphrasing it, but everyone achieves everything in their own time. So it doesn't matter if you haven't achieved this, because you will in your own time, and
absolutely,
and stuff like that. And it always stuck with me. And like when I feel like, I haven't achieved this,
oh, that's sweet.
Or if I feel like I have achieved something, I always remember it, and I'm just
it's
like,
so
it's
true.
fine, it'll come in its time, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's so true, because I feel like everyone has their time. Like you can't look at people around you and be like, oh, they're doing this or they're doing that, or, you know, for example, like people getting married and stuff, and think, oh my gosh, how am I not married because, you know, I'm like in my mid-20s or something. But it doesn't work like that, you know. Like everyone just gets, when the time's right for everyone, it will happen. You know, like
everyone has their own timeline.
Exactly.
What
like
did you
career and all that.
What did you think like when you were 19? Like, can you remember where you were at 19 years, like about to become 20?
19.
And compared to now, can you remember what were you the same?
That was a little bit. I was just about to say, it was a bit of a weird time for me personally, just because I feel like I sort of in a way reinvented myself, and the reason why I phrase it like that is because I was a complete different way throughout my childhood up until my late teens. So then when I started practicing, I had to, what's it called? Like I just I had to
find a new identity.
Yeah, and like try and fit in a different sort of group of people. So when I was 19 turning 20, that was obviously when I was in uni. I think I might have been in my last year of uni, and just
in our last year of uni.
That would have been second year.
Second year? Okay, my bad. Yeah, it was like
21 we finished. Like
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, true.
Or,
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, what was the question? Sorry.
So
So like, can you remember you were at 19 and do you feel like, well, obviously yours, that's a bit of a, like,
yes, I was
achievement.
still
Do you
just
remember?
finding my way, basically.
Where did you think you would be at 25 when you were 19?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, like I literally thought I would be married and I would be like
3 kids.
set in a career.
Yeah.
You are kind of set in a
Yeah,
career,
alhamdulillah,
mashallah.
I am, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it's like, I suppose when I started practicing as well, you kind of romanticize like getting married young as well, because that is, do you know what I mean? You're kind of like,
a good
that's,
thing.
yeah, because obviously we don't do like
Boyfriends.
girlfriends and stuff. Yeah, so in my head I was like, yeah, okay, I'm starting practicing and da-da-da. So as soon as that obviously became my lifestyle, I just thought naturally I would just be married in my 20s. That's what I mean. It's like, it's so strange when I think about my mindset when I was younger, even before I was practicing, when I was in secondary school, I'd think about myself in my 20s and I just think, yeah, everything will work out. I'll just have a job automatically. Like I'll
you
be
just,
working.
I'm gonna be rich. Like,
Even though I used to mess around in school, literally, like even though I used to mess around in school and I never used to like pay attention to grades and stuff, I just used to think, yeah, well, life will just sort itself out.
Yeah.
Like I'll be married, I'll be in a job and, you know, settled. But it doesn't work like that. You actually have to work hard.
Yeah.
You actually have to get
literally, it is so
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah,
Literally to think that.
subhanallah.
It's true, because when you're young, you do think that everything will just happen, it's fine, I don't need to do anything. You're just so blasé about everything. And then your 20s come and you're like, crap, okay, I actually need to do something.
I have to do something. Yeah,
and then hopefully the rest comes when you're in your 30s, because you're like, okay, I've worked hard, now I can rest a little bit.
Yeah, that's what you should. For me, to be fair, like, okay, when I was 19, I was at uni as well, but I was studying law, so I thought I was going to be a lawyer. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. But yeah, by third year, I knew I wasn't going to be a lawyer, but in second year, I really did, because I was doing interviews, I was doing work experience. I was like, I'm going to do this, like, it's all about diversity, like, even by then it was all about diversity, so I was like picking the correct law firms, I was speaking to people about my applications. And like in my mind, when I looked to the future, I was a lawyer. Like that's how it was. But in my mind, in the back of my mind, I did always want to be a teacher, because I did tutoring and I liked English and stuff. But I thought, okay, I'll be a lawyer, I'll make loads of money, I'll see the world, I'll travel, and then I'll be a teacher, and then I'll be one of those teachers that are like older and wiser and they just know everything. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what I wanted to be. Like, you know, those teachers that you can tell they've been everywhere, they've done everything, they can give you advice and everything. I was like, I want to be that teacher. So I thought that's the plan, and it was kind of going that way, and I actually got like an interview at the law firm that I wanted to go to, but I didn't get it. It was my first interview, and like I was just chatting rubbish, and like there was a written exam. I found that okay, but then the interview I had was like, she was this woman and she was like Australian, and she had like such a straight face, and she was just like, everything I was saying, she wasn't like, you know, usually with teaching, it's such a difference. Like when you have interviews, everyone's like, yeah, I get it. Because obviously, I don't know, teachers are just they're just like they're encouraging you. Probably because they want you to be, like, it's very encouraging. People want you to be teacher, blah, blah. But it's just like, there's just no expression at all. Yeah. So for me, when I'm talking and I don't get a response from someone that you're on the right track, I just start to lose it. I'm like, oh no. I'm just, even though I might not have been, and my mind,
very encouraging for you.
I was so nervous, and then that was my first ever law interview, and like at a law firm. Yeah, and like you would think, okay, you should just say to yourself, like, it's your first one, it's fine, move on, keep going. Yeah. But I just gave up. But like I gave up, but it was more like I was fine. Yeah, I was just like, I only wanted to go there. And if it's not there, I can't be bothered. Like, because I knew a few people that went there, and I did work experience there. And I was like, this is the law firm that I want to work at. I don't really want to go to any others, and I could not be bothered to do applications again and again. And and then I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. But I didn't know what I was going to do. I just left it. And then in third year, I decided to be a teacher. And then I was happy with that decision. Obviously, people were like, you spent 3 years at, doing law at uni. Like,
alhamdulillah, you've got that knowledge under your belt now. It's not gone to waste. And it's just so interesting, like, hearing that little snippet of your experience, because now you're actually like fully immersed in being a teacher, and like imagining you like actually being a lawyer, and the fact that you imagined yourself, that was literally like what you had in your mind.
I literally cannot imagine that. Like, it was like you had to read Financial Times. Like it was so boring. Like now when I think about it, I'm
did
like,
you
I
want to
don't
be
care.
one of those lawyers that's like in a courtroom and you're like, my defendant?
Oh no, that's a barrister.
Oh,
But a solicitor's like they work in a law firm and it's more
Right.
like business focused. Like, well, there's different types, but this is corporate law.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like you work for businesses,
That's,
and it's all about like what's going on in the world. Like you need to kind of know what's going on in different countries, and you make deals between. Like I don't really know. I've forgotten everything. But it's more like you're just in an office,
Right.
and you work with companies and different people. You might like write notes and stuff for people who then go to court.
Yeah.
The barristers, they work by themselves, but you work in a law firm.
Yeah.
But a barrister, I did originally want to be a barrister because every time someone thinks about a lawyer, they're like, yeah, I want to be in court defending my client.
lawyer. I think because in
But-
America they call that they
Like
call that a lawyer, don't
yeah,
they?
yeah, exactly. But they have, but it's, this is the
Lawyer,
thing, like they call them both, because you know in suits,
Yeah.
that's like a solicitor.
Okay.
But in America, they can do both, like they can go to court as well. Even here, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But my teacher at school, yeah, like she said, you're not going to be a barrister. Like, I know that sounds hilarious, yeah. I know that sounds like, oh my God, this is my like story. But like, I really liked that teacher. And it wasn't that I don't think she was putting me down. I think she was just, she didn't say you're not going to, she just said it's very difficult. And then once I got into law school,
Is it because you have to be a shark?
It's because I realised, like, to be a barrister is very, like, you work by yourself. You're self-employed.
Right.
So it's like, you have to have connections.
Okay.
And people hire you because of, like, your reputation and who you are.
Yeah, that's what I was going
And
to
you
say.
work in the chambers by yourself.
So
yeah.
is it to do with, like, you have to sort of be a tough cookie?
Yeah, you have to be, and, like, do I even know anyone who's a lot, like, how am I getting there?
Need connections.
But you can you can apply for, like, pupilages. Like, you can apply for things, but it's, like, 1 in 1,000 or something, whereas a solicitor it's like it'll be like 1 in 100. So like most people could be a solicitor if you keep trying.
Yeah.
But it's still hard because even with law, I know I'm going a lot, but even with law, it's like there's law students, but then there's history students who convert to law and English students who convert to law.
Right.
Anyone can be a lawyer if you want. You can do a conversion. So it's just very competitive. Oh, so anyway, like I'm then talking
Back to the question.
I was going to ask, what did you think
Yeah.
you'd be in regards to married life, like at that age?
Yeah, no, I didn't think I was going to be married at 24. Like, I didn't think I would be married, like, at all.
Really?
See, isn't it interesting?
Yeah.
I
You know,
always
we
find-
wanted to get
I was
married,
gonna
we're not.
say- I was
This
going
goes
to
in
say, people that weren't interested in marriage or did not have it in their head get married. Mashallah, Allahumma barak, obviously, like, amazing. But then what I actually find, obviously through speaking to sisters and stuff, is the ones that want to get married or, like, are interested are just, yeah.
Do you think?
Mad. Yeah, definitely.
We're not always, but
I mean, yeah,
it's the case of
obviously
out of
not
us three, is
definitely.
like...
Yeah. And I have a
Yeah.
couple other friends who are, like, in a similar sort of
Yeah.
like mindset, and yeah, it's not. But no, alhamdulillah,
Yeah, no,
obviously,
fine.
no, wallah,
Yeah,
like
it's when it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's.
I think
one of
it's
those
good.
things, it's like,
It was just like, I was like, I need to lose weight. I need to get religious. I need to do this. Like, there was too many things that I wasn't worried about that. I was more like, I need to do other things. And I was just okay with the thought of like, in my mind, I just thought I'd get married later. Like, I just thought that. I don't know why. But luckily, like, I think it's good because it's made me more religious.
Yeah.
And I am more healthier. And
Yeah.
because I'm in a
Complete
marriage.
off your genes.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Yeah.
just about to say, I feel like it definitely is a thing where obviously Allah knows us best. So it's like if Allah feels that a person needs it, then obviously Allah will grant it to them. And I feel like the people that I personally know, like close to me, that have gotten married, I know them as a person. I feel like they need that like connection in their life in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that companionship serves them very, very well.
Yeah.
Whereas others, I feel, you know, sometimes like for example with myself, maybe like I need to focus a bit more like on my career or even on myself a bit more before I can.
But I was listening to this thing, like this podcast, yeah, and they were talking about a few. It's kind of linked, yeah. But they were saying how if they got married, they would wanna have different rooms or like different houses, and I'm like, that's
not marriage.
like to me. I feel like these days people want to be married, but they don't really want to be married because they still want their own space. It's like it's not. You have to have a give and take. Like when you're single, you're free. Like no, that sounds kind of bad, but like obviously
you have
still free.
responsibility.
So it's like
someone.
you do your own thing, but
Yeah.
once you get married, it's like you have the companionship always there, but you
have to
also
think
have
of that other
to.
person, isn't it?
Yeah, there's still a restriction. Like but I think people now just want. I think less people, Muslim, non-Muslim, are not getting married because they think. Or they're trying to fix it, as I said, this thing. They're like, yeah, we'll get married, but we'll have different houses. Like, this was a Muslim girl's podcast, the Somalis. And I was just like, come on. I just wanted to be in that room to say, girls, that's not marriage. Like, that's like dating or something. You can't have different houses and say you're married and then you just meet up when you want. Like,
no, but maybe they
unless
mean that
you
in the
find
beginning.
someone who wants that too.
No, but also maybe that, I feel like that's quite a normal
Maybe
like scenario if you've just gotten married to, like, obviously you're not gonna, like,
okay,
if
yeah,
you
that's
don't want to
fine.
move it.
Yeah.
Oh, but if that's going on like 5 years down
not
the line,
forever,
or
because
even
then once
like
you have
3
kids,
years,
like,
that's a bit
Yeah,
mad.
once you have kids, you can't be living in.
What are you gonna do?
houses.
No, but there was this
No, but
guy
you
who-
wouldn't have kids, like, I mean, not everyone. Like, me personally, I wouldn't want to have kids like as soon as I get married.
Yeah.
So it's like not everyone would.
Yeah. No, but later on, once you're like, you guys are solid now,
Yeah.
and then you have kids, and then where are they gonna go? Like, they're gonna
But
go
then
to
surely
different
by
houses before you
then,
married.
wouldn't they want to be living with their partner? Were
Yeah,
they saying
maybe.
literally they just want a
I don't know
marriage?
if they
That's
said
what
it
she was
forever.
saying. Like it wasn't clear what they meant.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right, okay. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't forever.
Okay, I see.
But Habs, where were you when you were 19?
So I think I was in my first year of uni because I took a gap year, and
Mm-hmm.
I was still in that phase where it's like, yeah, everything will just work out after I finish uni. I'll just somehow have a job. Like I wasn't thinking ahead, like what kind of job I wanted to have or
Yeah.
planning my career or anything like that. I was just going with the flow and living in the moment and just enjoying my degree kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then like at about 20 is when I pursued marriage. And
Or you got
still ain't
before
married.
that, or you actually...
Like that's
Oh, yeah,
that's everything
okay.
I've been married. But yeah,
You're gonna
and
cut
then
out, right?
Yeah.
but yeah, so I was kind of like Yossra, was like I wanted to get married quite young and stuff, but obviously we plan and God plans, so
Wait, at 20?
yeah.
That was so long ago, though. But did you know what career you wanted to go into? Or...
No, yeah, I
You
didn't
didn't know
know.
anything?
I was just going with the flow, like enjoying uni.
That's fine. You don't have
It was
to.
only like in the last year of uni that I started to think, oh crap, I need to have a job after this. What am I gonna do? What do I want to do?
Yeah.
And then I was still confused for a couple of years after that. So it's like, yeah, and I'm still confused.
No, because it is difficult. I think it's quite... You have to do... Like, even now at school when I speak to kids, like, some of them just know what they want to do, but a lot of people don't. And these days they just say, you know, I just want to be rich. The boys all want to be footballers. And then everyone else wants to be a YouTuber. And I'm just like... Oh my god, so we try to do like careers events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, like just do what you enjoy and then you can probably make something of that. Like you shouldn't, unless you want to be like a doctor or a dentist, you can do anything, or maybe not anything, but you know what I mean, like you can do what you want and then just kind of go with the flow of that. Because there's so many random, I always think there's so many random jobs in the world that no one thought, I want to be this specifically, and then they just find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? There's so many different things that you could just get into that no one actually thinks you'll be doing.
Is a career or like has a name to it.
Yeah.
Like doctor, engineer, architect, teacher kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it is weird. Yeah, I did not think I was gonna be. Well, to be fair, now I obviously thought I was gonna be like. I think everyone, as soon as they found out I was gonna be a teacher, they were like, "Yeah, I can see you being a teacher."
100%.
Like
That
it
is
just kind of
literally-
matches me.
That role was made for you.
That's so
Which is
cute.
good. Like I'm happy with it. Alhamdulillah. But yeah.
Yeah, it's really, what's deeper than just like careers and marriage? What about
Who's the person you
deep
thought you
stuff?
would be?
like personal development and stuff? How do you think you've changed from then till now?
From when?
From like when you were 19?
Like character.
Well, from whenever, just your
Yeah.
just life in general, like
Well,
the
it's
person
hard-
you are
it's-
today. What made you that? Who made?
So it's hard to pinpoint like actual characteristics, for example, that have like improved. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would hope to think that just throughout my years, I've just grown and learned and like developed myself naturally through my experiences. So it's not like I can pinpoint and be like, actual little traits. I don't know if that answers. the question.
Even me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just
a journey.
Yeah, it's just life. Like, as whatever life throws at you, it's just learning how to tackle it and just always, I think the most important thing though is to be like optimistic and positive and never let that go, and like always be hopeful, because I feel like that is, that's like, you know.
Yeah, you are very positive and
Yeah, that is good.
positive person, mashallah.
Optimistic.
Like, you're optimistic, that's the word, and that definitely rubbed off on me.
Yeah,
like,
I'm glad.
I would be some negative Margaret if I wasn't.
I was so negative, but I was happy I was happy to see people and stuff like that and like be friends. But I was negative to myself and negative to like. But sometimes it is hard for me. I'm just like, I always talk about this, but I'm just like, how... I can't think of, like, how that changed specifically, like... Because I don't think I'm a different person in, like...
Just your mindset.
How I am. It's just how I see things. Like, I just see things as more... Like, if you can't control it, if you can't change it, it's fine. Like, as in just a general positive outlook on things.
Yeah.
And just... But I think it is natural, like, as you grow up, you realise... It's not that deep, like these little things, like it's fine, like in the grand scheme of things, you're okay, like you could be in such a you could be in a worse position than you are now. And I think that's not to say, because you know some people say, oh, just because someone could be in a worse position doesn't mean I don't get to feel what I feel. I think it's fine, you can feel what you want to feel, but it helps you to think that we're actually part of the lucky...
Yeah, 100%. Like with work, because I have to read a lot of articles where it's about like countries in the Middle East that are suffering and stuff. Sometimes if I'm feeling down or something and I'll read one of those articles, I'll be like, I can't feel down. Like there's literally people in war-torn countries suffering. But
I just feel like, you know, when you're a child, you don't see that, you don't get like... I know exactly how they feel, because they're like, I know other things are happening in the world, like, and I know that's bad. But my situation is still this, and it's not fair. And it's like, even with kids at school, sometimes I try and say, like, this has happened, it's fine, let's move on. And they're like, but it's not fair because that person was talking. It's not fair because they did this. It's not fair because just
That's
they.
That's so funny, I remember that.
And I'm literally like, it's you, like, take accountability.
You're like, yeah, but miss, what about her?
Yeah. Literally like, was I the only one? Was I the only one? And I'm like... Just relax.
School is so funny. No responsibility, no headache. Just literally just go into school and just...
That's a huge thing that obviously now we're grown up, we probably have more responsibilities.
Yes.
Because when I was in year 6, like I remember really enjoying year 6. That was my favourite year, I think. Because I used to come and watch Arthur.
Oh, I love
and just
Arthur.
relax.
Everyone loved Arthur though.
And then sixth form was fun as well. But now, what's the thing you miss the most about being young? Not being young, but being a teenager.
I would literally say that carefree thing, and just the whole experience of like living, learning, growing. I feel like I really missed that.
Yeah.
You know, just like that was fun. That was nice.
Yeah.
And chilled.
Yeah. You know, I was gonna ask, like, who do you feel like have been the most influential people in your life and made the biggest impact?
So first and foremost, not to sound cliche, but I'm sure you guys can guess. Literally, my mum and my sister.
Yeah.
They are amazing, mashallah, and they're literally my best friends, and they've just, and I'm not just saying this because they are my mum and my sister, but they've literally got like 2 of the most amazing characters I've ever met, because they are just so like genuine and caring and empathetic and compassionate, and you know, just everything you would want in someone when you're feeling low. They are the exact like perfect person of, do you know what I mean? So alhamdulillah, I feel like I've got a very nice support system in that sense, whereby you know, if I am having those low days or whatever, I can just talk to them and they immediately make me feel better, like you know, alhamdulillah. So
that's good.
And because of that, obviously, like, you know, there's, I think this the saying where it's like, you are like the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and obviously I spend the most time with them, even though my sister's now married and she doesn't live at home, but I see her regularly. I feel like obviously we've just all grown up together and stuff, so like we're just
that is so cool. I always find that sisters, like when there's just 2 of them, they're just so close.
Is it?
Because there's 5 of us and it's like I like
it's probably because you don't know who to pick. It's like
it's just like everyone's different. Do you get it? Everyone's got different like dynamics. But that's cute. You and your sister are like best friends. Like I love my sisters, but we're not like best friends. They listen to this, but they're not gonna get offended. But it's like they're just, but they are good. Like we all speak to each other. We all like talk about it, because just sometimes when things happen in the family and then everyone gets together to talk about it, it's helpful.
Gathering,
because then you're like, it's just, it makes it funny rather than if you had to do it by yourself. Like sometimes things feel like a big deal by yourself. You're just like, this is the worst thing ever.
Absolutely. You definitely need to talk it out. With me and my sister, the reason why I feel like we're so close as well is because we went through a lot of experiences together when we were teenagers. So like, and we went through similar experiences, so we were able to always like relate to each other. It's not like like, to be honest, so when we were very young, it was very much a thing where it's like, no ma, I don't want to bring Miriam out, like I'm going out with my friends, you know what I mean? But then it got to a point where we were both old enough to like appreciate each other, and then like I said, yeah, we're similar in age, then we were going through the same sort of experiences, so we could always just like relate to one another, talk about it. And to the point where she then started actually coming out with me and my friends. So it's like she started like immersing herself in like, you know, my life as well. So yeah, and then slowly we just...
You shared a room as well, so like...
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
I feel like that's a big deal.
Yeah, that was so fun. It's so mad, like...
And she's so mature,
like... to like talk to each other and discuss things.
And it was just, it's lovely. Like, it was so nice being able to come back from uni and like just have her there. And again, like I said, I would just like sit and talk to her and stuff.
I literally
I would tuck her in.
Oh, that is so
this cute little thing, but it was like a jokey thing. Where, like, I was like...
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even see Rome as like young.
No, yeah,
she's young.
She's very like.
But I'm just like, she's like, I mean, she's cleverer than me. I'm just like, like she's just so, you know what I mean? She always knows what to say. She's just calm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like she's just amazing.
Aww.
She was. She's a good egg.
Yeah.
100%. That's what I was gonna say when you were talking about like school and stuff. I was gonna say. Because you know how you were saying some kids can't just like let it go, like they'll always be like, yeah. I was gonna say, like, I find with myself maybe I'm a little bit, you know how, so with experiences that I go through, maybe I do just push them, like I suppress them. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, alhamdulillah, so far I've survived. I'm good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it'll catch up on me. So I feel like a part of my positive outlook is that whole like letting things go, and if you can't control it, just, you know, not even worrying about it because it's not in your control and there's no need to stress. But then who knows what implications that has, or maybe that's just life, you know what I mean? Nothing's perfect. You have to go through good and bad, and
I think it depends. Like, if you like, it's just like, what can you do in this situation? Like, that's what sometimes I try to tell to kids. It's like, okay, you just got into trouble, okay, maybe you have a consequence. Like, whatever you're doing now, like arguing back, like making it worse, like that's not going to make that consequence go away, so there's no point. Whereas like even students, like sometimes I try and tell them, like sometimes it's your approach. Like, fair enough, teachers sometimes get things wrong, but if a student says to me, miss, like I wasn't doing this or blah, or they said, miss, I was just getting my pen, maybe like, and their approach is like polite and respectful, I might consider it and be like, do you know what, fair enough. Unless I saw it with my own eyes, I'll be like, thank you very much for telling me that, but this is the consequence, unfortunately. Like, if you improve, you can get like positive merits, blah blah blah. But like, I try to tell students is how you approach it, because usually they'll just be like, they'll start being rude, or they'll be like, no, I didn't even, and I'm like, the way that you're speaking now, that's not gonna make me change my mind, do you know what I mean? So I think it just depends on I don't even know what I was gonna say. I just forgot
the way you approach the situation.
What I was gonna say, what you were saying, like, don't suppress it and stuff.
Yeah.
No, so I think like,
I'm fine though.
If you can't do anything about it, you can just change like how you feel about it. But I think suppressing it sounds like, this is making me feel really upset, I'm so angry, blah blah blah, but I'm gonna hold everything in.
Yeah, no, okay, I don't do that. I definitely, like, I mean, I do express if I'm upset. But yeah, no, I just, as in, I would let things go that I can't control.
Yeah, that's good, I think.
But if like it was something very like just plain in front of me, and it is something I can say, like for example, if someone's done me wrong or something, then I won't suppress that. That's not
good. Yeah,
it's not that kind of a thing. Yeah, that's something I would have to sort of address.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so like, what do you think something people have misunderstood about you? Maybe like your previous self, maybe now.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
That is. I feel like we've discussed this before.
Do you know what it is? Oh my gosh, do you know what it is with that for me?
Yeah.
I really dislike being misunderstood. Like that, I would say maybe it's one of my pet peeves. I don't know if that qualifies to be a pet peeve, but genuinely I hate being misunderstood to the point where it's like I will always want to explain myself, not for the purpose of someone else and like feeling like I owe them, but for myself, literally just to like you know what I mean, get it off my chest that it's like, okay, because life's too short for you to do something, you know someone's misunderstood you, but you're just calm with, like, you're just going about your day, but then
you're like, no, they got it wrong.
Yeah, and it's like, then like in a way your reputation in their mind of you has been tainted because they've misunderstood you. But it's like, let me just, I know it's not that deep, but it's just good, I think, sometimes to just explain yourself and be like, no, like I didn't mean it in this way, or like the thing that I did, like my intention wasn't that. You know what I mean? So I don't know, I feel like I don't really have like a trait where someone's misunderstood me. It's more that I just don't like to be misunderstood, so I always make the effort to.
Like, has anyone thought, because people, like, it annoys me, I really talk about this, but when people, a lot of people in my life, like, thought I was, like, easily influenced.
Okay.
But I think sometimes, and trust me, like, I explained, and sometimes that doesn't help, because, you know, someone thinks something,
someone believes something,
and it's so infuriating, but now, hopefully now people see that, because I've decided to do what I want to do with my life. But in my mind, it's been so clear. Like, even like I was speaking to her, but she was like, I did kind of think you were as well, because I was two different ways, and like people that saw one side of me couldn't understand a different side of me. But it's like, that's fair enough. You can say maybe I have a contradictory like personality, but I don't know. That's fine. But like, it was not because I was easily influenced. Like, that bothered me a lot, because I was always like, no, I do what I like to do. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that feeling of like, I'm following people.
I didn't think you were easily influenced. I just thought
I was just an idiot.
you were just lost.
But that's, I mean, that's fair enough. That's more of a that's an accurate thing, rather than like, because people need to rationalise things.
But I also did think you shouldn't be hanging around with people that are encouraging that behaviour. So I remember I would always be like, we don't be around them. Not because I thought you were easily influenced, just because if you weren't around them, then you would be less likely to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, sometimes when you see people see me and they think they assume I'm a certain type of way. And then when that doesn't happen, they think, oh, it must be. I do that to people as well. Like, if they peer pressured. Yeah, it must be, you know, they try to make excuses for you. Like, it can't be because they're actually bad or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Not that you're bad if you do that, but do you know what I mean? It's like, people have to say, well, they're just doing this because that. But it's a good thing, but I don't know, it bothered me so much. Yeah. That's the only thing I think that I've been misunderstood about.
Yeah. What about you, Habs?
No, I think I'm like you as well. Like, because I'm just quite straight up anyway, and I'm just an open book. So there's nothing much to misunderstand. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you've not had anyone actually say to you, oh, Habs, you know, you've done that, but then in your head you're like, no.
Well, like, you're this way.
I have.
To be honest, yeah, we all have.
And I'm always like, you don't know me. I'm like, you. Yeah. I do say that to people sometimes. But it's nothing that I can really pinpoint.
Yes.
It just might be little things here and there. If someone makes a comment. I really can't think of exactly what it would be. Yeah. But obviously you're always going to be misunderstood sometimes in life.
Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? You will always be. That is something that I learned quite recently.
But I think sometimes people do misunderstand my passion and they think I'm like really angry, but and I can understand that because I can come across like I'm like rage, but I'm not even, because like I know when I feel angry and I actually feel my heart racing and I get adrenaline and like I can tell that's anger, and then I can tell when I'm just being like, oh, no, but I'm not even angry, I'm just passionate. And I'm just like raising my voice a little bit and talking passionately. I said passionate so many times in that sentence, but it's not anger. But I can, so I think that is misunderstood sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny, I'm like that as well, and I wonder if it's a Leo thing.
Yeah.
Because at home sometimes I might be talking quite loudly, and then my little brother will be like, yes, like, why are you shouting? I'm like, yeah, it's calm, like, just let me talk. Yeah. Like, just shush, like.
I'm shouting, okay, I need to get my point across.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm a teacher or whatever, or because, like, I think I'm quite annoying. Because I don't know, I personally feel like I'm good at arguing. Not arguing, but, like, just expressing myself. Oh, yeah. So, like, I find it's hard for people to misunderstand me, but even, maybe because I study law, actually, because some would look at things specifically, like, if you're sometimes when people argue, it's like I can understand, like, actually I'm a mixture, but you know, sometimes when two people are saying something but they're not actually disagreeing,
but there's
like that happens a lot, and like we learned something
that happened a lot with us. We'd be like arguing about this about basically the same point for like an hour.
Literally. So it's like, and it's hard to like, what am I saying, it's hard to like express that sometimes.
Okay, guys, so what makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
Ooh, that's quite an easy one for me. Shall I go first? Yeah. So for me, again, I feel like this is a very universal thing, but like going on holiday makes me feel like my best self, and what makes me feel inspired in the same bracket, because I do that when I'm away, is photography, and I genuinely like get this sense of like euphoria when I'm like, you know, in that state of like just taking nice photographs if I'm somewhere scenic, because I love landscape photography, and especially if you're because we live in London, you don't get pretty landscapes ever, like ever, unless you're maybe on top of the Shard and you can see the whole London. But even that, I'm not a big like, I don't really appreciate a concrete jungle, to be honest with you. Like, I can appreciate the hustle and bustle and the liveliness of it. That's like an actual experience when you're like immersed walking down the street. Cool, you're like enjoying the vibe. But in terms of like photography, my passion, I would love to. I like being in nature.
Same.
So that makes me feel alive.
That is so good.
Yeah.
I think, like, this is so cringe, but like learning.
Oh no, that's great.
That's good. No, but I love learning like new ideas or just something new and then discussing it. Yeah. Or just like hearing different perspectives and having good conversations.
I
just,
like that too.
Yeah, that feeling, you're just like, oh, actually, like that person said this, that was really interesting, or whatever. Like, it makes me feel inspired. I just like doing stuff. Like, I just like having good
But I do find that it's only with the right people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh my god, actually that is so true, because
sometimes you can see people and it drains you. You don't feel inspired.
That is.
But if you're with people that like uplift you and you can have nice conversation with, it's inspiring. You leave there feeling like, that was really nice.
Yeah, it has to be with people who like us. It has to be like open-minded and open to discuss ideas and stuff. And actually, I don't even mind if like even if people disagree or whatever, that's fine. But like, it's true, because before, I've always, like, one thing that hasn't changed about me is that I love speaking. Like, I always love people. But
no way.
Oh my god. Literally, like, it doesn't. I don't get tired, but even when I am tired, I'll still talk.
No, that's shocking.
But basically, like,
I love it,
before, like, as I've grown throughout my life, now actually this is something I have realized, because in my life I've spoken to people and like genuinely wasted my time, because it's not good. Like, you know what you were just saying, just talking to people that drain you, like people who, you know, there's sometimes you could talk about religion with someone who's not religious, but it can be quite good because like 100%. They're quite open and you're explaining things and they're like, that's actually interesting, I understand that about you. But there's people that actively don't like religion, or they're not coming to the conversation with a good mind. Yeah, and it's like, and for ages I used to think, it's okay, like, you know, if people disagree, I'll keep trying. And then I was just like, no, I think this person like just actively hates religion, and even if they can see the points because they're quite smart, they don't want to, so this isn't good for me.
They made their choice in their decision.
So that's something you've learned.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
something I learned.
Yeah, did you like pick up on that?
No, I just thought that now.
Yeah,
like,
as you were saying it, I was like, wow, that, because a lot. I do, I remember that stage of your life where you would literally, you'd be like, no, it's good if like you have friends that have loads of different opposing views and you talk to them, and then I was like, okay, no, fair enough, you can, but like talking to them bears is just like, it's just too much.
You have to just realise, and even, it could be about religion, but even I've spoken to people who like, because I'm quite an open person, this is something I think people misunderstand about me, that I'll easily agree with them, but I don't, I can just see what their opinion is. And even people who maybe,
I don't see you like that.
How they see, thank you.
No, 100%.
But I don't know. I kind of get drawn to people, like where I'm just like, oh, I want to hear what they have to say. But then I'm like, no, because even I was speaking to someone who was just very misogynistic and just like, I don't know if you know, but so like, I was just, and I kept going, and then eventually I was like, this is not a productive conversation. And then I just ended it, and then
because it's one of those ones like you can't really talk to someone that's ignorant, and what I mean by ignorant is someone that's not willing to open up and like hear a different perspective. If they want to, they're set in their ways and they just want to stick to that, there's absolutely no benefit or need to try and sway them, because like you said,
Tell me, what was the question? What inspires you to be your best self and stuff?
I just went on the segue a little bit.
She's gonna say going on holiday with Yossra.
No, definitely traveling. Like,
I know,
because you just get to see the world and like being in nature and stuff. I love that, because reflecting upon Allah's creation and like taking it back to Allah kind of thing. And just traveling, exploring, and feeling like the world's so big and open, and there's so much you could do and anything you can kind of do. But also just learning about Islam and just studying Islam.
That's a very good one. You put us both to shame.
Mine is Islam as well.
Me too. Because there's so much to learn in the religion, and it's like, you know that studying Islam is never going to be a loss. Like, it's always going to be a gain for you. So it's like that's just I feel like one of the best things you could do with your time and stuff.
Our religion is definitely very beautiful, mashallah.
Yeah, and because there's so many stories, and when you're younger, you go and you learn these things, you go to classes, and as you grow up, you're just like, whatever. But when you, like, even in Ramadan, like, usually I'll watch videos or read things, and then you're just like, yeah, actually, because in our religion, there's so many different, even just the Prophet's life, there's so many different, there's so many different, like, lessons and things you can learn. You don't need to have other people to, because I think it was you, maybe my husband told me this as well, like, I have so many books, but
just read the Quran and the Seerah.
Which is good, but it's like all the things that are in there, I think, in like psychology, in like what goes in our mind, like motivation and self-development, like you can find that in Islam as well.
Exactly, yeah, 100%. I think it would be interesting to discuss what we would kind of say to our 18-year-old selves, the message we would give ourselves now that we're 25.
Yeah. Go on, Habs, you go first.
Okay, I think I would say don't just live too much in the moment and actually plan your future a little bit, especially like career and stuff, and really think about what you want to do and start looking into different fields and stuff like that, because I was just so blasé about it and like, which is fine, but it's not good in the sense, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, that's the thing, so it's kind of like I couldn't
maybe you
force
tell
it.
yourself like, look, did you actually look for things, or did you just not?
I kind of just thought it would all fall into place. So yeah, I think make a bit more effort with that, and like try new things, volunteer, or just get work experience or something. Like that would be in regards to my career, but just life in general. I think I would just say, what would I say? Oh my god, blimey! How low? When I was 18.
I feel like
the thing is, when I was 18, I was wearing niqab.
Oh yeah,
I was on stuff. I need to.
You need to get her to give you advice right now.
Literally.
Aww.
My 18-year-old half needs to talk to me now, but I feel like I was on quite a good path when I was 18, and then it kind of just diverted a little bit.
Fine. Would you say continue wearing the niqab?
Maybe, but
it's not.
I would say. Oh god, yeah, I would say a lot of stuff. I would say if you do take the niqab off, just don't go completely AWOL. Like, is that the right word? And that's like you disappear.
Yeah, that's like disappearing.
Don't
Habs, you're not that bad though. You're not actually bad right now.
You started wearing a wire and stuff.
I was a little bit naughty, but I don't know what.
You just showed you.
I shot you something.
It's weird because you know when you feel like everything made you who you are today, so you kind of don't really want to change anything.
Yeah, you appreciate it. That's sweet. That's
so
good.
In a way, that is how
regrets.
I feel. But obviously, we all sin and make mistakes, and we wish we never made those sins. So of course, I wish I never sinned in certain things.
But to be honest, if you think about sins, Allah said that He created us humans with the ability to sin because He wants us to repent.
Exactly.
Because who was I talking? I was talking to someone about this the other day. But yeah, it's basically about like regrets and stuff and literally sins. And then I was like, to be honest, I mean, not in like an arrogant way or anything, but I don't regret because you know that's us being human. That is a part of the human experience. Like otherwise, Allah would have just left angels being His only creation.
Exactly.
That is why humans were created. So.
And like through repenting, you build a connection with Allah through repenting that you wouldn't really be able to otherwise. So it's like, yeah.
That's good. I would say kind of the opposite. Like stop worrying. Like you
were too much of. I was too chill. You were too.
Yeah, I would say like stop worrying. Like it's not that serious. Like literally in like when I was 18, when I was in sixth form. Like my teacher, my English teacher, because I was so worried, Okay, not a lot of people know this about me. Actually, have I said it before? I retook year 12.
Yeah.
And like when I left, because I went to school, I didn't fail, but like I didn't do as well as what I knew I could. So I left the college that I was at and I started at a school. And then I was like really, like literally at the start, like everyone hated me. Like not everyone, because I had like Muslim friends. Shout out to them. They probably don't listen to this, but they were my friends, but because I was such a nerd, like in every lesson, I would like put my hand up and answer questions and stuff like that. Like literally, like. But I used to say that I would say to them like, I I'm a year older than you guys. Like, I've already done this. I'm not being a nerd. Like, I care about my education. Like, so I would do all my homework and I'll blah, because I was serious. Like, but they knew that. But I think people were just like, who's this girl? Like, who is she? You know, sixth form is like, everyone's trying to be cool. They all came to the same school.
You were Monica
and they were
that
like,
episode.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was
Really?
literally Monica. And like, but afterwards, obviously everyone realised I'm a nice person. And then like, we were friends. So they would tell me like, we just didn't know who you were. And like, there was this girl who was like the smart one, and she actually said to me, like, 'cause she was like smartest in everything, she was like, yeah, when you came I didn't really like you because like I'm usually the smart one.
Oh my
who
God,
says that to people?
That's such a movie thing to say.
Like, she actually said that. She was such a weirdo. Anyway, hopefully she doesn't listen to this, but I hope she doesn't.
No, but that she could have just meant it in a jokey way. Like, I feel like that's something I would say, but like not in a way where it's like I don't like you, but it's in like I was the smart one. Like,
yeah, but she was,
in a jokey way, do you know what I mean? But it depends how she said it.
But
Depends how she said it. Yeah.
But
were you friends though? I would only say that to like someone I was friendly with.
Not really.
Not
but
just
like
a random
everyone in our sixth form spoke to each other.
Yeah.
But like, and I don't want to say too many details, but I know no one from school watches this. But anyway,
you never know.
You never know. But so I used to be like, these people are so annoying, but at the same time I didn't care because I had friends outside of that school, so it wasn't like I didn't go to that school to make friends.
You had me.
Yeah, whereas when you first start sixth form or whatever, you kind of are doing that, but because I was like, I'm just here to learn.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was like really overboard and like I did extra homework and stuff like that. And and my English teacher said to me like, Shukri, because the exams were coming out like AS, and I was like so stressed that I was like really irritating, and she was just like, it's fine, like just calm down, like you're gonna do well, and even if you don't, like she actually said to me like, people are dying in the world. She was like, people are dying in the world. Like, she was trying to make me see that like even if I fail, it's gonna be fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was like, I have to speak to other people to like make them realise how important it is, but for you I have to say
chill,
calm down. Yeah. So basically I would just say like, calm down. It's not that deep, like whatever, and like it was fine in the end, obviously. And I was like, just don't worry about it. It's because obviously I was like, I'm in my sister's year now, like I need to like so I'll just say, don't worry about it, like it's gonna be fine, just try your hardest. And like that's what I say to myself now, like as long as I try my best, whatever the outcome is, like that's supposed to be the outcome. And I would also say like just like pray more and focus on like your connection with Allah, because like when you have that connection, you don't get stressed like that, you don't get anxiety like that, because it's not in your hands. You just think, Ya Allah, please let me have this if it's good for me, and then you leave that and you're like, it's fine, I've done my part, and then if it's supposed to happen, like it will happen. And I genuinely believe that, and I'll just try my hardest, and then if I get it, I'll be happy, and if I don't, I'll be fine as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would tell myself.
That's a good piece of advice.
Yeah, what about you?
So me, in terms of religiosity, I feel like when I was 18, I was in a better stage than I am now, only because that's when I kind of started practicing.
Yeah.
Started practicing my religion. So in terms of that, I don't really have much to like say. Similar to you, Habiba, like it would probably be that person talking to me now saying, remember, you know. But I suppose one of the sort of things I would say is like sabr, you know, just have like patience with things, and don't, because I feel like we live in a world where with social media and stuff, we're just so used to things happening immediately that we've kind of forgotten that just the whole concept of patience and like learning to just
take your time.
Good
I feel
things
like
come to those who wait.
But the thing is, I don't know, it's hard.
No, but people say, you know, good things come to those who wait.
Yeah.
I heard this thing and people are like, no, it doesn't. Good things happen to people who go and get it.
I mean, nah.
But I get what you mean.
No,
with the
I
wait.
think good things come to good things come to people who wait is like in terms of like what Allah has decreed as halal
that's true.
haram. But like good things come to people who go and get them is like things like, you know, work, or do you know what I mean? You have to get up and like apply, and you're gonna get what you want in that sense. But in terms of what Allah's
in terms of like have patience, like you'll get what you deserve.
What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I knew what I meant in my head.
Yeah.
Like as you were talking, I was thinking about my answer, and I was like, yeah, that's a good one. But also what I meant by that was like not wanting to grow up too quickly. You know,
Yeah,
because
oh
I
my
feel
God,
like I spent a
100%.
lot of my teenage years wanting to grow up and like
Oh my God,
be
same.
older, and like literally when I was 13 years old I used to think I was like some 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Like literally I used to act like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
I just don't know who I thought I was, but yeah, so it's more things like that. It's like take your time, like appreciate your childhood, and just, even though alhamdulillah I had like a lovely childhood, I'm not saying, you know, I like fully rushed it, but yeah, just it's a hard question to answer.
No, but that is such good advice. Like I would say that to any kids like now.
Don't
Just
rush to be an
enjoy
adult.
school,
Yeah.
like just enjoy uni, just enjoy everything, like, and then even when you're married, just enjoy that before you have kids.
Oh,
But
do
you
you
mean
know
everything?
what as well? Because now that you've put it like that, now if I think about what I would say to my little brother, because
Yeah,
he's 17,
yeah.
mashallah, he just turned 17. Yeah, he just turned
Mashallah,
17.
oh my God.
He's so big. I would literally say to him, like, just be also, you know, confident and comfortable in who you are.
Yeah.
Like, that will always be like a respectable thing, if you know what I mean. Like, never be someone that feels like they need to fall into peer pressure. Just remember who you are.
Yeah, because of social media now, kids like they're even more influenced because they just want to be like everyone else.
Yeah. But the thing is, so like for myself, when I was 18, I didn't get swayed by like social media or things like that, because that's when I started like following the path of like not wanting to be like that. So yeah, that's why it's hard to like give advice to.
That is good. But do you think that because when people start practicing, they're just like they're so on it? And
Yeah, 100%. It's like a known thing that when you first start practicing, your
Yeah.
imam like skyrockets. It's like you know, you're on this.
You're on a high.
Yes,
like,
absolutely. Honestly, and then
You just found gold treasure kind of thing.
yeah, literally, that's the
That is
perfect
so
way of
cute.
describing it. And then obviously as time goes on, you're just like still in the dunya.
But you can get back to that high.
Of course you can. Yeah.
It's just highs and lows.
You have to try it if you're disciplined. I think like maybe to wrap it up, I think it will just be nice to say like, not for our 30s, but the rest of our 20s, just like what do we hope to be as people? What do we hope to improve? Or if like you're brave enough, like what is something you're working through now? You don't have to say it. But but I'm just saying that as if like I've got some deep things, but
I know one, but without saying too much, it's just letting go of bad habits.
yeah.
I think
That's a
that,
good one.
and I feel like it's so mad how like us humans work. It's like we know what's bad for us, but yet we still do it. And for me personally, I know that while I'm like in that mindset, it is stunting me to be able to
Move forward.
or like be the best version of like Muslim I can be, like the best Muslim I can be.
It's because remember back to our first episode, honestly, I remember saying this,
The power of habit.
It's because the power of habit is stronger than the power of knowledge. So just because you know it,
That's mad.
it doesn't mean you're going to change
Oh
it.
my god, it's so mad that it's come full circle.
Yeah, that is so deep. I always think about that when I think,
Subhanallah.
I know this is wrong, why do I keep doing it? I know this is wrong, why do I keep...
Yeah.
It's because like one
It's a
day you
habit.
have to stop, and then the next day you have to really try it, and then...
But then also I feel like, I mean, maybe I'm a bit too chill with myself, but the reason why I'm not so hard on myself is because I also think like us as humans, like Allah created us to be forgetful. Do you know what I mean? Like we're insan, like, which comes from the word ins, I believe.
Yeah.
So, you know,
You'll never be perfect. I think you just try, isn't it?
absolutely.
Like I would say...
as long as you know you're
go on.
trying your best, because Allah sees through our hearts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's literally like picking
Just
out the
try it.
weeds in your life. You know, pick it, like, as in, for
Because you
example,
can't do everything.
if people are weeds, like, as in certain people, if they're bad influence, they're literally weeds. Like, if you pick them out of your life, you're, you know, and
That is such a good metaphor. Thank you for that.
You are.
No, but literally, like, for me, like, I'll say something from like the episode when we had Salma on. I had a revelation, like literally. Well, I already said it, but like I always see myself as a victim, like. But now that I know it, literally, like, because I don't, you know, sometimes when you feel sorry for yourself, you get to exaggerate things. So because you're like self-pity leads to exaggeration. If you say the situation as it is, you can't really feel that sorry for yourself. But if you exaggerate and you're like, this is so bad, like it's not fair, it always happens to me, but you can feel really sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
And like, because I realised, I'm like, why am I feeling like a victim right now? Like, it's not that serious, it's just that's what happened. It's not a deep thing. And because like, once I realised that, I'm like, yeah, I actually made myself a victim a lot.
That's good that you realise that.
So now, like, I've done it less because I realise it. And it's just so weird to me. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, I actually feel different.
That's so good. That's good though.
Yeah, so I'm trying, obviously, like, not always, so I'm just trying to work on that.
That makes you unbiased as well. You can see it from both perspectives.
Yeah. Because literally, if you feel like someone's always like, oh, this person's doing this to me and I feel this way, that's not true. You just told yourself that. Like, you just told yourself that it's not true. So like that was really helpful. I'm gonna carry on working on that.
Yeah, it's important to be just as well. Like that falls into that. That is a just way to be.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Habs?
What was the question? So what we want to improve on?
Yeah, like is there something you're improving on with yourself? What
like,
you want to?
Yeah. What was the question? Like what?
How would hope to be in our 30s? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I want to be more emotionally stable and not so up and down with my emotions, and just being more emotionally stable, which includes not getting angry so quickly and not like just being rage.
Yeah, but I feel like you're better now. Maybe I haven't seen you in ages. I'm joking.
haven't think my bad side in it, but no, I have phases where I'm like good, and then I'll just relapse. But I guess.
But you know what? Maybe it's just a part of your personality that you just need to accept, in the sense that obviously you don't go overboard where it's like you just lash out at anyone and everyone be like, this is me, just accept it. But it's like it is just a part of you, instead of trying to
change it. Yeah, I know I'm never
like
going to be, but I know I'm not going to be some sweet innocent little angel.
Yeah,
that's just not me. But
no, absolutely.
I don't want to. And it's fine. I think anger can be good because you can use it for good in life.
Yeah,
but I want to start using it for good and not using it to destroy myself or the relationships I have with the people around me.
Exactly. Yeah, I swear am I right to think, or maybe I've just imagined this, that there's a hadith about like anger and you can use it in a positive way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's a hadith, but Islamically it is like that. Like, for the sake of Allah, you can use your anger
for like good. Yeah. Like to create justice.
And we need some people that are angry, because if everyone's just like not angry, then
and
that's just.
I'm happy that I am like this in a way, because it's like I know people can't take advantage of me, even though people do sometimes.
Yeah.
But as in like,
oh no.
Like my sister, for example, she was just too nice growing up, and everyone would just
shout out,
be a bit more horrible to her because they know they could kind of get away with it, and she won't lash out. Me, they knew not to say nothing to me because I'd just get rage.
Yeah.
But that's not good that I'm getting rage, obviously, but in a way it's good because then people don't take advantage of you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you're not being rude, like you're not being angry for no reason, like it's fine, but maybe like where you put that, as what Yossra was saying, like where you put the anger rather than just whatever.
Throwing it around.
Yeah, like
directing the, what's it called?
Yeah.
Fire, flamethrower. Anyone and everyone.
But the thing is, everyone in life gets angry. Like, it's not like it's not that, like everyone's got things that they need to work on, their little traits and stuff like that. But
the main thing I don't want it to affect is when I have kids, and I don't want to be shouting at them and like just being lashing out at them all the time, because that's not nice. Like, I want to be a loving, caring mother, but who can also be stern, obviously, when I need to. Because I have one of my nieces, Mariam.
Oh my god, dude.
She's if she knows she's gonna be left alone with me, she'll start crying. But I and then I had a DMC with her the other day. I was like, Mariam, I was like, have I done something that has really upset you once? And then like we kind of spoke about it, and I was like, oh, can you forgive me? And like I'm gonna try not to do that anymore or be like that, and like, I love you. And I just was like trying to tell her, like, I love you, like I will
be nice to you doesn't mean that
like I'm not gonna tell you off, like I promise I'm not gonna shout at you or tell you off, only if
I need to,
if I kind of, I didn't even say that, but I was like, I promise I'm going to try.
I feel like she's the type of kid that you don't even need to shout and
tell because
she's so good.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Because I'm one of them people where it's like, be a bit tougher, and she's so soft and sensitive.
Oh my gosh, maybe it's a Mariam thing, because my sister Mariam's very like sensitive and soft.
Oh my god,
maybe it's like the name Mariam makes people like that, because like you are your name kind of thing. In a way.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, if she just gets upset about something, I'll be like talking about her to her mum, like, which is probably not a good thing to do with kids. I'll be like, to her mum, and be like, she needs to like toughen up a bit, like she can't be upset about that. And so maybe she hears that and she's like, Auntie Habiba isn't validating my feelings, she just thinks I'm this, I'm that. So she probably just naturally is a bit thing of me and wary of me, and is like, oh god, she's a bit scary, she's a bit tough, and I'm this sensitive little person.
I'm gonna cry. Yeah,
I know it's really sad. So you need to cater to each child, and you can't.
Yeah, but you know, at the beginning, it depends.
My
on
other
their
nieces
age.
and nephews aren't like
They
that
don't
with me
mind
at all.
That's why, because when I was younger, I was crazy. I was running around. Even the message, I was running around. I was crazy at like 3. Like, but my sister, if you shout at her, she'll cry. But me, even if I get hit, I don't care. I'm just like, I'm crazy.
There's all different personalities.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all like that, isn't it? Like we're fire kind of thing.
I don't like. I'm not.
Wait, what? No, are you
I was
fire?
crazy.
Are you
No, but like,
No.
this is the weird thing. Like,
She's a
I'm
calm
not
fire.
sensitive. Like, when I was younger, I was crazy and like stuff like that. In my house, like to everyone, obviously my friends thought I was nice. Like, but I'm not like, oh my god, I'm just so upset. Blah, blah. And if I need to say something, I'll say. I don't care. Like if I'm outside, whatever, blah blah blah. But I'm not as crazy as you are. But we are similar in that way. Like, I think it is important to
we say what we need to say.
what you need to say.
Make our voices heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, I lied. My nephew Ibrahim, he's scared of me, but he does not like me, and he's so sensitive too. So it's clearly like the sensitive kids that have an issue with me because they're very soft and very I just have to raise my voice.
That's hilarious. It's just the way you're saying it sounds really funny.
No, but you know it's so interesting with kids because you actually can have like you birthed both of these kids, but they're completely different.
Yeah,
they can even be like me and my sister only 11 months apart, but we're different. And it's like, I always think, but then how could... And you're just one parent, and you have to be... Or two, and you have to be like, with them, I have to do this, or with... Like, and then you just don't know if it's even helpful.
Parenting is something else.
That's just interesting. But that's good that you said that to her, and hopefully now she is like, yay, I want to... Like, but to be fair, with my cousins, they would want to stay with me, because I don't tell anyone off. Like, I don't care. But my sisters will be like, go to bed, and I'm just like... Do you want sweets?
You're that auntie.
I don't care.
I'm the opposite. Isma would be like, here guys, sweets. Here guys, watch a movie. And I'm like, Isma, why are you letting them just watch a movie?
Oh my god, I would just...
Why they need to do
I let my cousins...
clean up.
When my cousins were little, I let them watch Sinister with me.
You are?
I let my cousins watch Sinister. My auntie and they watch Sinister with me.
What is that? A scary film?
It's a horror movie.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
they grow up to be
I'm crazy.
psychopaths.
They're fine.
Anyway, guys, I think let's wrap up because
But,
I need to go soon.
yeah. Hopefully this will be like a series. Like I think it's a really good idea to have like our friends on, and hopefully Yossra will be back. Just join up on it. And
it'll be thrice inspired.
Thrice inspired. Yeah. So hopefully, like I think I've really enjoyed this. Honestly, I feel like it's been really fun.
We hope to have more friends and just like the people we chill with all the time and have these conversations with all the time. Have them on so you guys can hear our discussions
and getting that interesting different perspective or extra voice and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I'm sure you're fed up of just hearing me and Sugary.
Just me talking about, like you have to control yourself, like just chatting. But I hope you've enjoyed it, Yossra.
I have. Thanks guys for, I don't want to say inviting me on, or is that the right thing to say?
Yeah,
that is the right thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for having
me. And hopefully you'll come back.
It's our pleasure.
Yes,
isn't it?
Thanks. Of course, absolutely. It would be nice to have a little chit chat again.
Yeah. Alright, salam guys.
Slams. Bye.
You can find Yossra at... I'm joking.
No, you can't anymore. No, I'm not on
there.
social media at the moment, so you can't find me anywhere.
Gone AWOL.
I've gone AWOL, basically.
Right. Oh, that's something we could talk about. Go. Shed some light on that.
Wait. I didn't even clock that.
How did you not clock that? It's so rude.
But
have you not noticed?
I don't go on Instagram.
Oh, okay. I thought. Okay, right.
You're not on Instagram anymore.
I thought you just didn't notice me disappearing.
For how long?
Maybe like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, me and you spoke about this yesterday, and like I've spoken about this on the podcast as well. But it's just so nice to see like other people realizing as well, like how toxic social media can be. But do you want to?
Well, the thing is, I don't know if I would describe it toxic personally for me with my experience, like, 'cause it's not affected my mental health or anything, like, it's not being toxic for me, but it's more, I just had a realization where it's just as simple as just wanting to live my life without that need of, like, checking in with social media and feeling like, you need to upload a story, and, like, I just literally saw it as simply as well, like, what benefit do I get from sharing my experiences, like, just live my life without having to do that in a way, and then I just found
you assessed the benefit from it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then I just found that it can be quite like egotistical if I really, for myself personally, like if I really go down to the crux of it, like I'm thinking, what is the purpose of me uploading onto social media? And because obviously I know myself best, so it literally. yeah, it just felt right to just step away from it for a bit and just leave it out basically.
And it's not like Yossra's like a social influencer or anything like that.
No,
like,
I've got a private account and everything, but even though I've got my friends on there, not everyone is my close friend. Absolutely not. Like, you know, a lot of people are acquaintances.
And just evil eye as well. We're talking
yes.
about
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot that. And that is like a main thing as well. Like evil eye, you know, we forget about it as like, because obviously in Islam it's very important that concept of evil eye,
and protect yourself.
And like we do forget it because social media is just so normalized, where it's like, you know, just everyone has it, everyone's on it, and it's I don't know, and then. Yeah. You know,
no, I agree 100%.
Obviously there's loads more like where that came from, but I feel like this is something everyone knows, you know, so
I think
need to sort of go into it too deep.
A lot of us have kind of realised that.
Like,
we don't need to share everything, we don't need to be on it all the time, like just use it
but
for its good.
It
and
is
leave
tricky
it at that.
for me because my actual passion is photography.
that's what I was going to say. You love putting
photos out there.
Why don't you just
selfies as well?
You have your photography pages, so why don't you just use it just for photography?
I could do that's something I could think about, but I quite like the freedom of not even picking up my phone and going on social, going on Instagram.
Then,
like I like that, and I feel like if I had, even though on my photography page I used to follow really nice like photography pages, so it was really nice because I didn't follow like friends and stuff. It was just photography. So
did something happen where you were like, I need to go off social media, or was it just a general thought and then you were like...
Yeah, it was a general thought that I just literally had been thinking about, and I just literally thought to myself, like, what benefit is it bringing me?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, really. You know, sometimes we just have these little epiphanies.
Yeah.
Where it's like, just reflect on your day-to-day life, so...
Yeah, I think that's good.
Growth.
Alhamdulillah.
But yeah, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Because I need to go. But I wish I could stay longer.
I wish you guys could stay longer.
It was lovely. And see you guys in the next 2 weeks.
Inshallah.
Bye.